Breaking news, Amazon Pharmacy announcing it is now offering Novo Nordisk's Wegovy pill, the first and currently only FDA-approved oral GLP-1 pill for weight loss, which was released on Monday. You got Amazon up 0.33%, but you want pricing on this? Eligible customers with insurance will pay $25 a month for the starting dose of the pill, while those with no insurance, that starts at $149 per month and will be available in all 50 states. What kind of game changer could this be for the fast-evolving weight loss space? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Novo Nordisk President and Executive VP of U.S. Operations, Dave Moore. Okay, Dave, I know it's only been out for a couple of days. How do sales look?
It's only been a few days, but what an exciting week. It's great to be with you here, Liz, as the first ever GLP-1 pill for obesity is available. That's the Wegovy pill. Yeah. And what we've seen so far is a lot of interest. There's so many patients that have been on the sidelines just waiting because they didn't really see themselves treating with an injection. Now that the pill is available, we are seeing a lot of excitement and a lot of activity.
Okay, look, can I just push you here? Excitement, are you hearing from different pharmacies? Because it's available at a whole bunch. We can put up some of them that are here. It's available at CVS and now obviously Amazon. Are they running low? What are you hearing about the numbers?
The product is moving.
Okay.
And we have the product available now in 70,000 pharmacies across the U.S. Like you said, CVS,
Ro,
Costco.
Pharmacy, everything.
Partners like Ro and Weight Watchers. We are seeing movement.
Does GoodRx have it?
GoodRx has it as well available, AssistRx. We saw movement in the first day. We've never launched a product like this before as a company, where we have it in brick and mortar pharmacies, but we also have it available through all these telehealth partners. And they were able to take orders on the first day on Monday.
What about the effectiveness? Is there any difference between the injectable versus the pill?
There isn't that much of a difference. That's what we're so excited about. That's what we're so proud about at Novo Nordisk, is that patients now don't have to make a choice. They don't have to compromise. The efficacy is injection-like. 17% weight loss on average for those people that adhere to treatment. That's similar to the injection.
Let's talk about the pricing. And we can put this up so people kind of understand it. There are two ways of pricing this, and you compare it with the injectable. It looks cheaper on certain metrics, but for those with insurance, insurance is $25 a month. The manufacturing listing price for both the injectable and the pill, this I don't understand, you have to clarify, $1,349 a month. So it costs the same to manufacture the pill as it does the injectable, so why is the pill so much cheaper?
The cost of the medicines to manufacture are similar. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of similarities because of the active ingredients that go into the medicine. Semaglutide, same medicine that's in Ozempic, same medicine that's in Wegovy. But what we wanted to do, what was so important to us, Liz, is to really understand the patient experience and have affordability options for wherever they may be in their treatment journey. So if they have insurance, $25 a month on average. If they don't have insurance, we now have self-pay options. You can go on to Wegovy.com or NovoCare Pharmacy, or you can go right to those telehealth partners like Ro and Weight Watchers as well.
At what point do you expect that people who use this drug will ditch the injection option and just go with the pill, and eventually you guys get rid of the injection?
What we've learned so far, and we've been doing obesity research for about 25 years at the company, is that there's a place for both. There are some people that really like the once-weekly injection, and that fits their lifestyle.
Versus the daily pill.
Versus the daily pill. And so what we've seen is that there are people that have been on the sidelines, not seeking treatment, because they thought having a pill once a day was right for them. And there are others that really like the once-weekly injection, and it's a part of their routine as well. Well,
your rival Eli Lilly is bearing down on you guys. It says it is very close to getting FDA approval for its oral version, its pill version here. It said it helped maintain, at least from their studies, the majority of the weight loss after people switched from taking Wegovy and Zepbound injections in late-stage trials. What do you say to that?
I think it makes sense. If you were to go on a GLP-1 in any form, whether it be an injection, whether it be an oral, you would maintain that weight loss. What we do know about the disease, obesity, is that if you go off treatment, likely the weight returns. And so that prolonged treatment is important. Just like if you were on a hypertension medicine or one for diabetes, long-term treatment is necessary.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because the British Medical Association study that that just came out indicated that once people stop after having used it for 2 years, they gain something like 1.8 pounds back per month. So does this mean people have to stay on this forever, or are you guys sitting there cooking up something else? Because you said you've been working on it for 20 years that would hopefully train the body to eventually be able to go off these drugs?
There is a lot of R&D that's taking place, and of course, we are at the center of that, and we will continue to be. But for now, in terms of what we know, is that long-term treatment is likely necessary, very similar to other chronic diseases. And if you go off the medicine, you start to lose the benefit. And the important thing is remember, and I really want your viewers to remember too, is that Wegovy, both the injection and the pill, have a secondary indication, and that is to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Pretty amazing how it has been able to do that. As you say, the secondary benefit from it.
It's so important. These are major cardiovascular events like heart attack and stroke. So not only do you have the effect on weight, but also the cardio effect as well.
Dave, please come back. It's exciting times in the pharma world. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Dave Moore.